We were talking earlier, Kotoe, about you're developing an interest in witches, an interest in images of witches, which we haven't seen so much in your work in an overt way. And you were also talking a little bit about bandaging when you were young, when you were a teenager doing photographs. Why do these themes kind of engage you, do you think? What is it about those themes?
I had a really strong female family members when I was young. Well, still, but when I was still living with my family, because I left my home around 17, and I was 17 to come to Australia. So until then, I had this quite crazy female. This it got me scared, got me fascinated. I was part of it as well, but I was so scared about it at the same time. And I still have this darkness of female, I don't know, femininity. Still fascinates me. So when I was reading the book about the witch, so many things made sense. And I think bandaging is also being a victim of this violent female becoming that female. I think I wanted to show in the photos.
Because I mean, your work has very much a kind of a sense of the feminine and the other. But it seems to hinge on something quite simple elements, and you often shoot them in the domestic environments, which makes me think, okay, well, how kind of personal are they? How deeply rooted are they? Or have you picked a symbol that you know within is a powerful symbol, and you're just going to shoot that?
The one I showed in your gallery, that one's actually I caught in the moment. I got caught in the moment of in the domestic. So I started to think more of stopped in this moment, going I couldn't move at all. So domestic is really important for me and really intimate. I loved being in my room since I was little. Love and hate in the same time, because I had to be in my room most of the time, and I enjoyed in my room doing writing and thinking about reading in my room.
The room was both a prison and a sanctuary.
Yeah. I always wanted to get out, but I always wanted to come home and just shut the door and not do whatever I wanted to do. Go somewhere I wanted to go, in the book or in the head.
Sure, okay. Well, some of those places you go are pretty dark.
Yeah.
And so there's an interest there in horror films and.
I'm really not a big fan of horror films, actually, but I happen to see them often for some reason. And I get so sick afterwards, going, oh no, why did I watch it? But those that inspire me actually in a way, the way of shooting things in the really effective way. When I see it that way, it's really effective. But if I see it emotional and so attached into the main character, it's not good. Yeah. I started crying and started dreaming about it.
So there's a kind of a horror and an occult edge to your work, and there's also a sexual edge to your work. What's the kind of the link between those two things, you think?
I always don't want to be too sexual, or not showing everything and just be erotic, but I wanted to just tickle a little bit, and then depends on the people how I look at my work. People go, it's really childish, infantile, or sometimes people go, oh, it's too much, I can't look at it, and I love that the different perception. Is that the word? Perception.
Yeah.
Different perception of people who takes it, because like I said, in my room could be really intimate or really harsh and cold place in the same time. So I don't want to decide whether I want to be a childish or want to be a sexual.
The video of you putting your hands between your thighs, I mean, that's perhaps the most overtly...
Yeah, it was. But then it was just my habit. Every time I'm nervous or I wanted to go to sleep or I'm tired or cold, I'm almost like this. And that was just it. That was just the action. But then I put it in the format of this square screen of this shot. It became something else. And ここに9つ遠くにと Yeah, well, I started off the shooting myself. The reason why was it was easy for me. Like at first thing, my easy model to do anything I wanted to do. But then, I caught in this should be me, and could be someone else, but it'll be me because it's always intimate in my room, small.
Yeah. So those
Short
decisions
range.
that you make are for practical reasons. I mean, a lot of artists, have to make practical decisions because they've only got a small studio, so they make small work, but the small work becomes meaningful, and they work through it. So then it led you into an investigation about what it meant to be you.
And then realize my body doesn't look like mine. I mean, it is mine, but it's sometimes I find this new, I don't know, discovery about it. I'm like, oh, okay. I had a little fluffy little bit here and then mole here. Okay, I didn't realize.
Or a bruise here.
Yeah, bruise. Yeah, bruise one was just crazy. I have one at the moment as well. Not that big one, but anyway, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was quite horrific, that particular video of you and the bruises. And it kind of was a different kind of trace and a different kind of mark on your body, because you've traced, in a sense, through your videos, your childhood in a way.
Yeah.
But this was a trace of some physical violence or accident that was quite horrific.
It was. It was horrific. I thought my big bone was broken. But it was too amazing. It was too big.
To not film.
Yeah. So the night I got it, I was in pain. I was like crying. But I started shooting in a photograph, just a camera photograph, and then next day I started video shooting.
But it really brings home the kind of the theme of the body, and the feminine body.
Yeah.
And a body of a kind of a notion of horror that's you kind of tie into it.
Yeah. And then it was happening, all the horror and the pain and the violence happened, but I wanted to show it really happily, so I was dancing around and
yes, and
bowing.
Your skirt just lifts up.
Yeah.
And reveals
handstanding with my undies on.